You walk through life smiling, nodding, agreeing, performing the version of yourself the world expects. But late at night, when silence surrounds you, do you feel a strange emptiness? That quiet voice whispering, "This isn't really you?" The truth is, there's a war raging inside you. A silent war between the self you present and the self you hide. And most of us live our entire lives in compromise, never realizing how much energy we spend protecting a mask. Tonight, we'll explore that hidden conflict, the cost of conformity, and why embracing your true self might feel like rebellion. The conflict between the persona and the true self is ancient. Carl Jung described the persona as the mask we wear to navigate society, polite, likable, competent, and acceptable. But beneath this mask lies the shadow self, the unexpressed, often uncomfortable aspects of who we are. Nietzsche warned that ignoring this internal conflict is a subtle form of self-betrayal. A life lived by other people's rules is a life half-lived. Imagine a successful executive who smiles at work, charms colleagues, but secretly longs to create art, travel, or speak their truth. Their public persona thrives, their private self withers. The irony is brutal. Society rewards conformity, yet it is authenticity that fuels meaning. Philosophers like Plato spoke of the divided soul, and even Socrates urged self-examination, warning that the unexamined life is not worth living. Psychologically, this silent war manifests as anxiety, exhaustion, and chronic dissatisfaction. You might catch yourself doing things that don't align with your values, agreeing with opinions you secretly doubt, pursuing achievements that don't excite you. It's like trying to live in two worlds simultaneously, one visible, one hidden. The uncomfortable truth: no one else sees your hidden self, but it knows everything. It remembers every compromise, every lie of convenience, every unspoken desire. And while you may fool the world, you cannot fool yourself. This inner tension shapes your life, your decisions, and your emotional well-being. Every mask we wear has a story, often rooted in early life. Family expectations, social norms, and cultural pressures teach us what is acceptable. From childhood, we learn to adapt. Praise when we perform well, punishment when we rebel. The persona is born as a survival mechanism, a shield against rejection and conflict. Jung believed that without a conscious effort to integrate the shadow, the persona can dominate, turning life into performance. You may remember a time in school when you suppressed a thought, a joke, or a feeling simply to fit in. That tiny act of compromise, repeated endlessly, became a pattern. Over decades, the mask grows heavier, shaping not only how others see us, but how we see ourselves. Consider the analogy of a puppet. The persona is the visible strings that everyone admires, tidy, coordinated, controlled. The true self, however, struggles in the shadows, tugging against invisible constraints. Many never hear its silent cries. Philosophers from Machiavelli to Kierkegaard recognized this. Humans are capable of cunning performance to survive socially, but this comes at the cost of internal harmony. The persona isn't inherently evil. It allows us to navigate complex social systems and protect ourselves emotionally. But when it becomes the only self we acknowledge, it suffocates growth. Anxiety, depression, and existential dissatisfaction often arise from this dissonance. Here's a twist. You might even enjoy aspects of your persona. Compliments, recognition, admiration, they are addictive. You might start to believe that the mask is the real you. Yet every moment of unexpressed thought or desire is a compromise, a subtle theft from your potential. The silent war continues, unseen, draining vitality and creativity. Understanding the origins of the persona is the first step toward reclaiming your life. By observing where it was formed and why, you can begin to notice where it constrains you today. Awareness is not judgment. It's a tool for liberation. Living predominantly as your persona is costly. It's invisible, yet profound. Your true self, with all its nuances, aspirations, and contradictions, becomes suppressed. Nietzsche suggested that life lived according to external expectations is a subtle form of enslavement. You may achieve accolades, wealth, or influence, yet still feel hollow. Imagine someone who has climbed every corporate rung, earning respect and a tidy paycheck, but every morning dreads the reflection in the mirror. Their persona works perfectly for the world, But the authentic self whispers in quiet despair, "This is not my life." The cost manifests as fatigue, emotional numbness, or even illness. The body rebels when the psyche is in conflict. Jung called this psychic inflation. The persona grows stronger than the ego, demanding attention and conformity, leaving the true self marginalized. Over time, you may lose touch with intuition, joy, or your authentic desires. The small pleasures, spontaneous creativity, and natural curiosity fade, replaced by habit and obligation. Society, in subtle ways, encourages this. Praise goes to the compliant, the agreeable, the predictable. Nonconformity is risky, often punished socially. But here's the uncomfortable truth. Compliance may bring temporary reward, but it erodes long-term fulfillment. The silent war also impacts relationships. When you present only the persona, connections are superficial. Intimacy falters because your partner, friend, or colleague engages with a curated version of you, not your true self. Over time, you may even feel alien to those you love. Breaking this cycle requires courage. It's a conscious rebellion against societal programming, a conscious effort to recognize and nurture the hidden self. You begin small, noticing impulses, desires, and opinions you previously silenced. You ask, "Do I do this because I want it, or because I must?" The silent war isn't always obvious. Its signals are subtle: a lingering dissatisfaction, recurring self-doubt, or a nagging sense that life is off balance. Often, you may think it's stress, fatigue, or just the challenges of daily life. But beneath the surface, it's your true self reaching out, trying to be heard. Jung described this as the shadow speaking. It emerges in dreams, impulses, or even in moments of discomfort, urging you to confront what you have ignored. Imagine sitting at your desk and suddenly feeling a sharp, inexplicable urge to quit your job and pursue something you've long dreamed of: writing, painting, traveling. That is the shadow nudging you. Philosophers have long acknowledged this tension. Socrates insisted on constant self-examination, warning that ignoring inner truths is dangerous. Kierkegaard described anxiety as a signal that the self is in conflict, an opportunity for existential awakening. The signals can also appear in relationships. Irritation with others, feeling misunderstood, or longing for solitude are often signs that your persona and true self are misaligned. Even small, everyday choices reflect the silent war. Do you eat what you want, or what looks appropriate? Speak your opinion, or nod politely? Follow your instinct, or follow the plan someone else made? Every time you favor the mask, the shadow grows restless. The uncomfortable twist is this: many of the behaviors you dislike in others, manipulation, insincerity, passive aggression, are often projections of your own suppressed traits. By ignoring your shadow, you unintentionally externalize it, seeing what you refuse to see within yourself. Recognizing the signals is the first step toward integration. Awareness doesn't eliminate discomfort, it illuminates the path forward. Ignoring your true self has consequences beyond mere dissatisfaction. Over time, it can manifest as chronic stress, anxiety, and even depression. Your body knows the truth before your mind does. There's a physiological cost to living divided: tension in muscles, disrupted sleep, digestive issues, all subtle signs of psychic conflict. Philosophers from Nietzsche to Bonhoeffer emphasized that life without authenticity is a slow erosion of meaning. Nietzsche's concept of resentment illustrates how suppressing your natural impulses leads to resentment toward yourself and others. The persona may earn accolades, wealth, or admiration, but each achievement carries the silent toll of compromise. Consider historical figures who were forced into public roles they didn't desire. Many brilliant minds, artists, scientists, leaders, faced immense pressure to conform. Some complied and lost themselves, while others rebelled and changed the world. The lesson is clear: suppression may bring safety, but authenticity drives purpose and fulfillment. Another hidden cost is diminished creativity. The shadow self harbors the raw material of inspiration, unspoken ideas, untamed emotions, and unexpressed desires. By ignoring it, you starve the soul of its creative lifeblood. Even relationships suffer. Deep connection requires vulnerability, which is impossible if you hide behind a mask. The uncomfortable truth is that the world encourages your persona, not your authenticity. Social rewards reinforce compliance. Yet every compromise strengthens the mask and weakens the self, until one day you may look back and realize that the life you have built is someone else's blueprint, not your own. Recognizing this cost is painful, but necessary. Only by facing the consequences of neglecting your true self can you begin the journey of integration. And that journey, as we'll see next, is both terrifying and liberating. Integration is the art of reconciliation between the persona and the true self. Jung called it individuation, a lifelong process of becoming whole. It doesn't mean abandoning the persona. It means giving your true self room to breathe and influence your choices. The process begins with self-observation. Notice when you act from habit, fear, or obligation versus genuine desire. Ask yourself, is this choice mine or a reflection of expectation? Keep a journal, record your impulses, and explore your emotional responses. Over time, patterns emerge, revealing the ways your persona dominates. Storytelling is a powerful tool. Imagine your life as a play. The persona is the actor on stage. The true self is the playwright. The more you listen to the playwright, the richer and more authentic the performance becomes. The goal is not to silence the actor, but to align the performance with your authentic script. Philosophically, Plato's allegory of the cave offers insight. Many live in shadowed illusions of themselves, projecting only what others see. Integration is the painful yet beautiful journey into the light, confronting uncomfortable truths, embracing flaws, and asserting your authentic voice. Small steps lead to profound changes. Speak your opinion when safe. Pursue neglected passions. Allow emotions to surface without judgment. Each act of authenticity strengthens the bond between self and mask, turning conflict into harmony. Here's a twist. The world may resist your authenticity. People may react with confusion, envy, or criticism. But this is a sign of transformation. The silent war is ending, and your presence now radiates truth. The discomfort is temporary. The liberation is lasting. The silent war between your persona and true self is universal. Every human experiences it, yet most never acknowledge it. Living divided is exhausting, but facing the conflict is transformative. Nietzsche, Jung, and countless philosophers remind us that authenticity is not optional. It is the path to meaning. Reflect on your life. Where do you compromise? Where do you hide? Each act of suppression may seem small, but cumulatively, it shapes a life half-lived. The real tragedy is not failure. It's never attempting to exist fully, never daring to reveal your truth. Integration is liberation. By observing your persona, embracing your shadow, and acting from authenticity, you reclaim vitality, creativity, and emotional depth. Relationships deepen, purpose emerges, and even success tastes richer because it aligns with your essence. But the final, uncomfortable truth remains. Authenticity is lonely at first. Not everyone will understand you. The mask may be comforting to others, but your liberation requires discomfort, courage, and persistence. Yet, the rewards are profound. A life lived fully, in alignment with your deepest self, and a freedom that the persona alone could never provide. So, tonight, ask yourself, who am I when no one is watching? That self is waiting, whispering, nudging you toward integration. Listen, the silent war can end, but only if you dare to meet yourself honestly, and finally, live as who you truly are.